I mentioned in my earlier comments something. So, you trade through Schwab. Some of you may E-Trade, Morgan Stanley, whoever it may be. You don't actually see certificates. So basically, think of this as an evolution of the technology. It's not a revolution. Bitcoin's a revolution, but the underlying technology of blockchain is not. So as I said earlier, instantaneous settlement. Right now, you need to wait 2 days. What happened, with GameStop should never happen, once everything's on the blockchain, because there was a delay over a two-day period with DTCC in regards to funds transfers. I'll give you another example. Well, that's digital securities, lower costs, et cetera. But to Mark's comment, I could take stable coins today, and Circle has USDC, there's DAI, there's PAX, there's a whole host. I can fund a company in an angel round in Amsterdam in about 3 minutes using my stable coin, not the SWIFT network. If I were to wire it, it might take 5 to 7 days. Again, transparent, immutable, you have a record, and that's where the financial system is going. We all know that. So think of digital securities broadly defined, and I agree with you with fractionalized NFTs. We're speaking to a lot of NFT companies right now worried about where the regulators are taking it. So I think, if it's fractionalized, most likely it's a security.
Yeah.
But digital securities, at the end of the day, it'll be the user interface will be the same as what you have today, except again, you'll have access to your funds faster. You had a question?
I think we have to really just with different point of view as well. My daughter's in her last year at Basel, and she spent 5 months working for the CFTC, and all her cases were against digital currencies and cryptocurrency. She couldn't tell me who she was, what the cases were, and everything. So there are cases at the CFTC, and that was the fear. That's why I wanted to ask you, Mark, that was the fear. That when he moves over from the CFTC to the SEC, because right now everybody in this room, it is regulated just in a different way than securities. I grew up on the security, in the DTCC. I grew up on that side of the industry. But there's plenty of cases. There's a case for 140.
The fact that there's a case okay, the answer to that, because I heard you on the last panel say at your last comment that you were skeptical about the fact that the government brings a case doesn't make it right, and they normally settle. And settled law is not law from my perspective. Number one.
Well, I'm just saying there are regulators that are trying to get into this.
No, totally. There's no totally. And they're suing Facebook. Are you not invested in Facebook? They're suing. There's an antitrust case against Google. Do you own Google?
To your point, I think it's a good thing. It's regulation by enforcement.
I'm not fighting Mark. I'm just saying.
I think we need to somebody summarize the question, which is that there's a lot of regulatory pressure coming down.
Yeah.
And your
So,
thoughts.
yeah, there's definitely a lot of regulatory pressure. We view it as a positive. I'm not going to name names.
I'm not fighting Mark though. I'm just saying that people should realize that the Commodities Futures Exchange took it out of their rank, and now that he's moving over to the SEC, it's not a great thing for the states.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. In regards to the chairman, a lot of folks thought that, look, we got approved in December, okay? And since we got approved, only one other ATS in the digital space has been approved. And, it's probably going to take some time before any others get approved. But there's a regulation by enforcement approach. 2 weeks ago, a lot of names in the DeFi space, one of which was already mentioned here today, all got letters from the SEC. They also got letters from the Senate Banking Committee. And that's it. It's rising to the top of the agendas and the lists, and we view that as a good thing because it's coming to bear rather than just occurring and with this uncertainty, this gray area. So eventually, we think this will benefit the entire industry.
Because there were many points that she had to research that ended up being complete, so it helped the other people. I don't think it's a negative.
Yeah, I agree with you.